All right, good evening, you guys. Wanted to come real quick and talk to you guys about new moon work and new moon magic. All right. So good evening. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching through the playback. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. So I wanted to come and talk to you guys about the ritual work that I offer and the spell work. The new moon in 2 weeks. It's good to get started on stuff in advance, especially if you got a problem. If you have a problem, and you know what I'm talking about. Usually it's problematic spirits. If you have a problem like that, it's best to start working on these things in advance. As typically that's manifest, unless you are under some kind of direct psychic attack. And I can tell when I'm under psychic attack, but some people can't tell, some people can. A lot of people end up being under psychic attack and they don't even know it. That's the whole point. Okay, you're not going to actually know it. It's kind of like, I don't know, you'll start to get familiar with it. So, you know, but other than that, the way that spell work works, that you want to do it in advance. Spell work does not work like that to where it's like 1 minute something happens and the next minute something else happens and you can just, no, doesn't work like that. Okay, the way that it works is that you want to work with the full moon energy as well as the new moon energy when you're doing your spell work. Spitting and shit, sorry. Feel like spell work is the most powerful, obviously, they say during the full moon and the new moon. So if you've got a situation where you have to banish somebody, you need to work with the new moon with that energy. And my suggestion is to do it. This is how I do my work. So if you are wanting any kind of cleanses or banishings, then you need to start working on that stuff now. Now, not just for banishings, but anything new that you want. You want to start working that stuff now, because sometimes it might take about 2 weeks to see full manifestation and to actually see the work come through, in particular with banishings and cleansings. So for me, I prefer to do it during the waning moon. So right now the moon is waning, it's getting smaller. So what that means is that it's symbolic of shedding things off and things sort of feel like the cycle of when the moon is waning. It's symbolic of problems getting lesser. It's symbolic of the new moon coming when the moon is getting smaller. Waning moon is actually the best time to start on. A lot of people are like, oh, you got to start on spell work at this time and that time. No, you don't. You can actually, the way that I like to do it is in advance. That's why I put up my readings usually a couple of months in advance. Because a lot of y'all, I swear to you, y'all will be sitting there, everything will be normal. You'll have your kids, you'll have your dog and your man. And then the next thing you know, your man done went out and cheated, and you done came up one day and he done robbed you. Him and his new girlfriend, they done robbed you. And it'll be totally unexpected. And you'll be like, what in the hell? I didn't see that shit coming. So a lot of times you want to find out stuff in advance, especially as far as following your intuition. When it comes to relationships, women have to be careful. Relationships are dangerous, especially for women. Okay. Now these days, you know, a lot of times we got men playing victim and then women playing victim. Now, I don't care what you say, women are more vulnerable, naturally more vulnerable. There should be no man riding down on or harassing or doing stuff like that to a woman. You should not be doing that. That is disgusting. Do it. The reason why it's so important and the reason why women focus so much on protection is because we are women. Okay, women are concerned about protection. Women are concerned about protecting their bodies. Okay, now there's a lot of men that are too, but women in particular suffer discrimination during a breakup. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you something. Even when this thing happened to this person, okay, took her dog, took her money, took the brand new television. Okay. Everybody discriminated against her. It was her fault. That's what women have to deal with. Out of the blue, just some out of the blue, and you know, you may or may not have a job in that situation. Okay. So that can be really, really difficult for a woman. This is why there's all sorts of, because women do suffer from discrimination and we're suffering from it now more than ever. You can't never agree with that. Okay. Otherwise, women will not survive. Okay. Women are already considered to be disposable because and a lot of women thought that with feminism that it was men that were disposable. No, it's you. Because guess what? The way men look at it is that there's several to choose from. And if you create too much of a problem for them, then the next thing you know, they trying to destroy you and kill you. Now, I know that women do the same thing, you know, sometimes with men. I'm not saying women are innocent, but I am saying that as a woman, it's difficult. It's worse on us, especially when we got kids in tow. Okay. Now, from what I've been gathering, a lot of these men, their mind frame, their frequency, the frequency that a lot of people are on is get rid of a problem. Just get rid of this person. They don't think about the fact that you're your own person. You have your own journey. You have your own, literally, I've seen women that have been getting plagued by men who have been stalking them for years and years and years. They just don't want that it's over. And for some reason, they have convinced themselves that if they do something to you that's negative, that's going to break you down and that's going to make you go and be with them. Well, you know what? That's not the way that it should ever be. And we actually dealt with that. Women dealt with that, years and years ago. And if you notice that, I don't think women should do it either. If I lay down and have sex with a man and have children with him and he walks out the fucking door, guess who got to take care of those children? See, you don't want to waste too much time fussing about what he's not doing and focus on what you're going to do. Okay, same thing for men. A lot of y'all men sit at home while your woman work. And if she leave, then that takes away whatever financial support that you have. So the reason why I say this is because, and I'll get your chats in a minute. Reason why I say this is because you have to do your banishings. You have to do them. And I don't care if you have to do them every month, every 3 months, every 6 months, okay? A lot of you have demonic attachments. These things are more powerful if you get them done full moon to new moon. This way your intent, especially if your intent is to either banish somebody or either have a new beginning. So let's focus on the new moon. The new moon is symbolic of new beginnings, okay? So that's what you want to focus on. You want to focus on that because you have the right to do that. Nobody, man, woman, or child, has the right to tell another human being that they don't have the right to exist. You don't have the right to do that. I think at the very basis is not very human. And then it also goes against God because I am a believer in God. Okay. I don't question God's plan like a lot of other people do. I know what God's plan is. So when I see it, and you know what, sometimes God's plan can change. Sometimes God changes his mind or her mind, however you see God's energy. Some people see God as a female. That's okay with me. Some people see God as a male. That's okay with me too. Some people see God as just this super consciousness that comes from the universe. I kind of think it's all three. Okay. So I think that God is about everything. God is everything. So I have a really, really strong belief in God. Okay. And I'm not talking about a man. God is not a man. No, or a woman. That's not the concept of God that I even operate by. God is infinity. God is the universe. God is the fucking trees and the flower, everything. Any fucking form of life is God. And then also any form of death is God. So everything is God. That's just it. Everything is spirit. Okay, all day, every day. Don't mean that you gotta go around talking about it all day, every day. Doesn't mean that. It's just that you know that it's there because you're conscious of it. Okay, so going back into what I was talking about, you have the right, the divine right, stand up for yourself, to survive, to eat, to live, to breathe. And if you don't feel that you have that right, then maybe you don't. See what I'm saying? When you go back to the basis of your root chakra, okay, a lot of this stuff forms when you're a baby. Okay, so you hold things in your root chakra. If you have a weakened root chakra, I say weakened root chakra, I mean, that's what I mean. Your willpower, how your family before you, your ancestors, how they survived. Those are your roots. So, from the time you're in the womb, in physical form, because prior to that, you're just here spiritually. That's it. So you have the right to, get what you want and desire in this world. And you don't have to accept that. So this is what I want to tell you. I'm a high priestess. I'm naturally going to have problems. I'm naturally going to have stalkers. I'm naturally going to have people that are going to become obsessed with me. So I'm not like a regular witch. I am a high priestess. There is a difference. But what I can tell you is that if I were not a high priestess, I would have been dead a long time ago. I'd have been dead. Somebody, trust me, somebody would have killed me. Okay. And the reason they haven't been able to do that is because I am a high priestess. I do not, you know what? To the very end, I will fight for my life and my right to be here, my right to exist, my right to be happy, my right to have all of the things that I need, a right to have all of your needs met, regardless if another person could not meet those needs for you. So a lot of you were raised in, oh, we struggling. We ain't got this need, and it's just the way it is. It's just the struggle. If you were raised like that, you don't have to live like that for the rest of your life. You have the right to whatever it is that you want. The world is your fucking oyster. But why would you get off of the spiritual plane to come here and waste your life? I hate that. I hate that. I hate seeing people waste their life, especially when I can see good things for them. But you know what? History can be changed. It can. People can change it. People have done it. People can manipulate and control your outcome. So over on my other channel, I actually did full moon to new moon readings. And some of y'all gonna have some surprises on your lap. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people are just so sure that they got it all figured out. And I've seen at least 70% of those people, they don't have it figured out. That's the whole thing about irony. God is very ironic. So I think that the one thing that I have learned is keeping my hands clean. I didn't flat iron my hair, y'all. I didn't do nothing to it. I just kind of, so it's kind of, yeah, I'm having a bad hair day. But, the whole point of what I'm saying is that you have to learn to keep your hands clean. Also, okay, we're empaths, but you can't just continue to absorb your enemy's negative information. Once you banish somebody, you need to never go around them again. Okay? And this is what I want to say. A lot of people will just do stuff to you. They'll do stuff to you to, mess with your food, mess with your money, mess with your livelihood. You should never forgive somebody. Famine in your life. Never. That's why I see a lot of Christians running around here disadvantaged because they just, forgive. Well, hell, that person ain't even asked for forgiveness. Why would you waste your forgiveness? Forgiveness is love. Waste my forgiveness on it. I mean, I would forgive them for myself and move on. But I wouldn't just forgive like that. Why did you do that? Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to read the chats. So the new moon banishings are very important. New moon banishings are very important. Okay. The reason why they're important is because you're definitely going to see a difference when you banish somebody. Now, another thing that I do provide, which I don't hear a lot of other people providing it, it's not just about spell work. It's not just about candles. Sometimes you have to psychically attack your enemies in real life, in real time, in real time. And what I mean by psychically attack them is you have to be able to, sometimes your enemy, let me tell you something about your enemies. An enemy that you have done nothing to, you must keep that person weakened at all times. Never give your enemy any damn thing. Don't give them nothing. You know why? Because they don't care about you. But you like them. See, a lot of people that, they get attached to their enemies like Stockholm syndrome or some shit. No, you need to always resist your enemy, because guess what? Your enemy is headed to destruction, total destruction. You know it. You've seen them. You've even tried to help your enemies. You've even tried, but you can tell that they are headed for that person, or they're headed for destruction. And so you don't have to worry about it. This is what you don't need to do. If you have a long-term enemy, the first thing you do is you get upset. They feed off of that. They're feeding off of your energy. And then not only that, I've actually saw, guys, y'all need to be careful with these people doing these online shows and stuff, because I actually saw somebody that is very miserable just recently. This person is very, very miserable. Okay. Usually people are very, very miserable because they want something that they can't have. So this person basically was depressed, sad, suicidal. Internet waves are very powerful. Radio waves, radioactive waves are very, very powerful. These things are done to you on purpose. They are purposeful. They have intent. When somebody gossips about you in private, they have an intent. Usually people that gossip about people are jealous of them. They're usually jealous. They're not just stating a fact. People that sit around, obsess, and gossip about people, at the basis of that is jealousy. Your enemy has an invested interest of making you just as miserable as they are, don't they? 24/7, miserable. And I'm not talking about no fake shit. I'm talking about people that are really miserable. They show it. That's just like the other day, I was on Facebook just doing, status after status, pissed off. That's what people do. With an intent. If you hear somebody talking about your family, saying that that you make money, you work full time, and you hear somebody talking about your family saying, her family is starving. Oh, her family is starving. Her family's starving. They're dying. They have nothing. They're losers. They have nothing. They're losers. They're starving. They're dying. They're dying. If you hear somebody saying that, take the shit seriously. And you need to go and get spiritual help with that, especially if it's somebody long-term wishing death on you. They are repeating it. They are saying it over and over again because they are trying to manifest it in your life. And I have seen many, many people be totally ignorant to that, and they end up dead or gone, or somewhere else. They mind be gone, mind just gone. Somebody is saying that about you and your family, that is a direct threat. If somebody is discussing your financial business, that is a direct threat. What you need to do is use the tenfold law on that person. Trust me, it works. They're not going to tell you that it's working. They're not going to come and tell you, hey, after I did that horrible stuff. I mean, some people will. Some people will learn a lesson. But some people will never learn a lesson. Okay, I believe it's demonic. I believe that when a person functions on a frequency or a level to where they are just going and going and going. It's almost like a computer program. All you can do is banish that person and protect yourself from that person. Send that shit back to them. They don't know either way. They're already miserable. Who cares? Like, a lot of y'all feel sorry for y'all enemies. I don't feel sorry for my enemies. I don't feel sorry for you. Real enemy. I'm not talking about somebody that's just, kind of, fucking around. I'm talking about real enemies that I can throw my cards and confirm that this person has done something to you. Okay? It can be confirmed through the cards. It's certain. It's not just illustrations. It's not just even cards. It's just certain information that certain psychics get in. It's the truth. You've got to do your banishings now. This is the time to do it. Banish the negative energy. Don't allow it back in. And depending on what somebody did to you, you don't forgive for stuff like that, because they will do it again. You don't just forgive, kill you. Hey, that reminds me of the movie The Craft. Remember at the end when those two girls came up to her and they were like, hey, let's still be friends? Sure. Yeah, after you tried to kill me, hold your breath until I call you. That's what she told him. That's being smart. You have to be able to. Another thing, if you are in witchcraft, you a high priestess, you are set apart from the world. You can't be somebody that's codependent on a bunch of people validating you. You just can't be that way, because it's not even about that. Okay? It's not even about that. So right now, while we're still in the full moon, it's important for you to do those cleansings. My cleansings, rather. I do mine very differently. I use sound, I use frequencies, and I also use spiritual counseling. So when I read your chakras, I'm actually reading everything that has happened to you in your life from the time you were born until now. So I can see certain stuff. I can tell if somebody put a negative subconscious blockage in you. I can tell if somebody stood over your crib and told you how much of an ugly baby you are. I can tell. Show me. Those things are recorded in your memory and you carry them with you. And those things will affect you subconsciously. Okay. So the cleansings are really good to do right now, because especially when you have an intent on getting something new. Okay. When you want a new beginning or getting something new. Okay. So this is the time frame to do it. I do my work a little bit differently. Okay. I can start on spell work. You can do spell work any time of the month. I don't have to wait until the full moon. You don't have to wait until the new moon. You want to do it to where that spell work is already activated. The energy is already going out there to the universe. And in that way, at the new moon, that new moon is very powerful. That new moon is a powerful mother. The moon is more powerful than the full moon, to be honest with you. Okay. I think the new moon is more powerful than the full moon, and it is because so many people need new beginnings. So many of their path. So I just wanted to, I'm not going to be here that long because I'm actually doing another hangout in a few minutes, actually, where I will be talking about, what am I going to be talking about in this other hangout? Don't ever tolerate disrespect either. As an individual, if somebody is being disrespectful to you constantly, walk away. Okay? Use a banishing on them. Banish that person. That's all you got to do. You have nothing. There's literally, I don't understand why people sit around and argue. That there's no need for us to sit around and argue about it. There's literally nothing to discuss. Person is literally there to waste your time, and that's it. I will be talking about a little bit later about mastering your own destiny and believing in yourself and your abilities. So you guys need to check that out later. But if you have a stalker, if you have someone, see, the stalkers think that it's all about them because they're so wrapped up in you. So they think that your life revolves around them, even though it's actually the other way around. You're living your life. You're not bothering them. You're not saying anything to them. So you can already tell that what you're doing is working because you're not bothering them, are you? Do you bother your enemies with anything? Do you need anything from them? No. Nobody has ever needed anything from anybody that was disrespectful like that. So you don't need them for anything, do you? They'll try to convince you that you need them, but you know that it's not the truth. So while you're doing the spell work, what you want to do is make sure that you don't answer your phone. You don't talk to them. You definitely don't talk to that person. There's nothing to argue about. Okay. The only thing that they want to argue about is whether or not you should prosper if they're in your life. Well, you know that you should. So that's stupid. Okay. So you have to banish that person. Also included in banishings, and I think that if you know what you're doing in your banishing spell work, you're also going to do binding. You're going to bind that person. So that automatically comes with the territory, is to bind that person. See, they're flipping out, going nuts. They talking about you all day, and you're sitting there living. So they think, oh, we gonna sit around. It's hurting her that we sit around and we talk about her and we say, you don't even know what you have no idea what they're doing, and you don't even care. Why should you care about what your enemy has to say about you? Life is too short. Your enemy has already given up on life, haven't they? And you know that in that movie Never Die Alone, they gonna take your ass, and they know you just stupid enough to listen to them when they tell you, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you, I'm so sorry. A person that won't even bother to apologize, banish them. If a person don't even have enough respect for you to say, I'm sorry for what I did, that person is not in the same place. You're not in the right place with that person. That person lives in a totally different reality than you. You know, in reality, that when your stomach gets hungry, you have to eat. You know that when you need something, you have to get it. So that person is functioning on a don't need happiness. You think they give a damn about happiness? You think they give a damn about having anything? They don't care. In fact, the only reason why they're doing what they're doing is because of you. Otherwise, there's no inspiration. There's no common core to that kind of situation, except for an abyss of nothingness, because that person is nothing. They've said it. They've even said it to you. So when a person lets you know how they feel about you, and I'm talking about directly, not just a rumor, not just something you heard about through somebody, oh, somebody told you. No, if somebody gets indication that they don't give a damn about you, you need to banish that person, especially if you've given them chance after chance after chance to make good on the situation, and they have let you know that, look, I don't give a fuck about you, to be honest with you. I don't even care about life. People, they're mad that they even exist. There's a lot of people, probably the person in the chat, they're angry that they even have to exist, and they reflect off to you. They wish that they were never born. Even though, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot of spoiled people like that, people that are what I call narcissistic. Okay, they don't want to be here to enjoy it. So it's kind of like, well, I don't want to be here, so why the fuck should you enjoy life? Well, because I'm doing a thing called life here. I saw somebody so lame that he got upset because people did not recognize his beauty on me. These are men. This is a man. So a lot of people will just assume all men are this and men are that. No, you cannot trust every man that you deal with, because every man does not, some of them have no concept of life or living at all. So those banishings are very important, and they do work. They do work. Okay. Now the problem is that when you live your life in the public eye, you're always going to have stalker fans, people that are obsessed with you. So a lot of people will say, well, what about your love spells or whatever? My love spells work on people that love themselves. That's what I don't know what a love spell is that comes from a person that hates themselves. I don't know what that is. Love spells on people that hate themselves, because you're going to get a twisted, warped version of love. So if I were to do a love spell on somebody, I would damn near have to be ready to get married to that person that I chose to get married. I'm not just going to randomly put love spells on people. That's dangerous. You don't do that. You don't play with people's hearts like that. People will murder you. They will. And unless you have that protection, unless you have that binding, those bindings work. I've had somebody that's wanted to murder me for the past year. Bad. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm still here, ain't I? And I'm still going to stay here. And that's the way you got to be. Because guess what? It is your will, isn't it? And your will has to be done under the guise of God. So that's all it is to it. People that don't walk with God, they rarely have confidence. They have fake confidence. They know nothing of God. They know nothing of life. Plant themselves into your life. So you got to be careful with that. And you do have to do your banishings. I do believe that you have to do them at certain times of the month. I think that doing them again during the waning moon, when the moon is the moon is constantly moving. But basically what happens is that once the spell work goes through, it takes an instant effect. You can tell the effects of your spell work instantly. Typically, you can tell, but full manifestation, especially when you're working with the new moon. I have seen the new moon. The new moon is very powerful. I absolutely love it. Okay, that's my favorite moon. I love it. And, you can actually obtain new friendships. You can obtain new love. You can obtain new jobs, just new opportunities. The energy, whatever you went through prior to that, 2 weeks prior to that, you have cleansed that off of you. Okay. And when the new moon comes up, bam, that is it. You no longer have to be bothered with that shit. Let it go. I already know this is somebody in the chat room. Oh, hey, Champagne. Can an ex-partner fit the description of an enemy as well? Oh God, yeah. That's your worst enemy, your ex-partners? Yes. Absolutely. Your ex is the worst. especially if your ex still has a thing for you and they were not ready to let the relationship go. This is why, unless you have kids, and it doesn't even matter if you're co-parenting, you have nothing to do with who that person is with. But if you break up with somebody, you just have to let it go. You don't go back and go back and forth and stuff champagne. I don't believe in it. How you doing this evening? Oh yeah, absolutely. Your ex-partner, I have 2 or 3 ex-partners. I have 2 or 3 exes. Okay, one of which actively psychically attacks me and through other people, gets people to do work on me. In fact, the way that he got me was through a fucking love spell. So you can tell that you're under a love spell when you're feeling out of control, when you feel like you're being forced to do something. You know that you're under some kind of love hex or love spell. So I think that the way that you deal with your exes, and this is if you don't have kids with them, stop talking to them. You don't talk to your ex about what? About what? Unless you're going to get back with them. And if your exes, if one person or both parties have decided, because exes are baggage, that's all they are. They're just baggage. And every time they have problems in their life, they're going to fucking come after you. Every time. In fact, when you break up with somebody, you need to go and do a binding on that person. Whether or not it's a candle binding or a poppet binding. I do poppets. And I make them myself. They look they just look like little dogs. They're not that big of a deal. I just use some string and you stuff them with stuff, and you can bury them if you need to. If you need to bury a relationship, you're not burying the person. Has the right to murder you just because you break up with them. So as a high priestess, if somebody's threatening to kill me, and if they actually get through to me to do it, oh, I'm coming back. You do not ever kill your enemies. Not tell you. Don't try to kill. Don't think that you're going to get rid of your enemy just by killing them all the time. You got another thing coming. I know a lot of people that have people in spirit, that are enemies to a person. And they don't even realize it. It's kind of like, and they be thinking, oh, for example, people that have a bad relationship with their parents. When you come to me to get readings, you'll say, oh yeah, my parent died. Oh, they died. It's like, whoa. When? So I start to ask you information about who it was that died. But going back to what I was saying, if your enemies kill you, you have to, there's a ritual for that. If your enemies are threatening you, as soon as they start threatening you, you ain't got to let them know. Let the spirit know. You got to do your rituals and stuff. If this person actually does get through to kill me, let me come back. Let me be conscious of it. Kind of like what we saw in the movie Ghost. But that is a movie. But when you think about it, it's not, ghosts, they operate through other people too, don't they? They operate through other people. And there's a lot of mediums and psychics out there. They just walk around possessed. They don't care about who they. Some people that they are not picky about what spirits they deal with. You said, I'm doing good. Hope your day is going good. Good information. I was wondering about this. Yeah, I would not, like, all of my exes are my worst enemies. They talk about me behind my back. They lie about me. They stalk me. They chase me. And it's been like 10 plus years. So, it is what it is. I think the worst thing that the other people in the male community could do would be to be scared of the ex. Like, you're afraid of this person. Well, I'm not afraid of them. That's why I left them. So I'm one of them relentless ass people, non-conformance. I don't care, and I'll die for what I believe in. So it is what it is. I know that if it's my time to go, it's just simply my time to go. I'm going to live in my fucking truth. That's all it is to it. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to do your banishings. You got to do your cleanses. Banishings work. And the reason why they work is because they banish the energy, and then also your bindings. Again, if you're doing a good banishing and you know what you're doing, you're going to bind the person as well. They can't do anything to harm you. Everything that they have done to you will not prosper. Any weapons they have formed against you will not prosper. And you have to do it. You have to say it. You have to write it down. You either want to burn it, bury it, put it to the wind, flush it down the toilet, do whatever you got to do, because life is short and people will fuck you over. Even if they was in the wrong, fuck you over. Now, we all know that usually what they do won't come into fruition. I feel like a lot of women that get killed, Champagne, I feel like a lot of these women just didn't have the spiritual protection, or if they did, they just, it was just their time to go. If you want to live, you'll listen to what I'm saying, because it's a couple of y'all I know for a fact. I'll be seeing exactly what people have planned for you. People are sick. People are miserable. You can't trust them. These days, you can't even trust your own parents. I feel sorry for people that still just automatically trust their parents just because they're their parents. I feel sorry for you, because that ain't your parent. That's something else probably. See what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that are under possession, literally under possession 24/7. And you can tell by their behavior. They're constantly angry. They don't know how to settle their conflicts. They're demonic. And all they're doing is attack, attack, attack. And you can tell when that's happening, because you begin to fall under some kind of psychic attack energy. Okay. So if you guys want to know more of what I'm talking about, I am offering my cleanses still for $150. Also, with New Love, you can contact me. If you go to the website, you'll see my New Love spells. Make sure that you go there. A lot of people on my channel like Champagne. I want to attract more people to my channel that are looking for new stuff, that are looking for new beginnings. Okay. If you are somebody, I got to say this as gentle as possible. I got to say this as gentle as possible. If you are somebody that is sitting around waiting, and I know somebody right now that's waiting on her dude to get out of prison or whatever, so she doesn't understand why somebody like me wouldn't want to do that. Okay. But if especially if somebody don't want you, if they don't want to be with you, if you don't mesh well with that person, if it ain't working, if it just ain't gonna work, you're not gonna sit around. It's the same thing as if somebody is absent. Don't sit around and wait forever. A lot of y'all ladies, I feel so bad for you. I have seen you. You truly believe that this person that left you is coming back. It's a lot of people caught up in that. Don't do it. A lot of people are resistant to change. They want to hold on to something that's gone. Honey, if he is gone, he is gone. He ain't coming back. He's with somebody else. Let it go. Live your life. Live within your truth. Go with the flow. If you feel like you want to sit around and cry over that person for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, go right ahead and do it. You know what? Somebody at my age, I don't have time for it. I'm 39 years old. Okay. It's time for me to live. And I've already sacrificed enough of myself for people. See, the reason why people take my kindness for weakness is because I've made a lot of sacrifices for other people. And I know for a fact that all of those sacrifices, every fucking sacrifice that I made, is going to give me my blessings. It gives you good karma. So that actually gives you blessings. You know, when you stuck your neck out for somebody and they did you dirty, and you like, oh, really? So I did this for you. I stuck my neck out for you and you did me dirty. That and I was talking about this the other day, Champagne. People got angry at me because I was explaining karma to them. They are so demonic and demonically possessed that they don't want to see the truth. You can tell somebody that is that's just like if you came up to me and you said, hey, you know, if it was a guy that left me for 3 or 4 or 5 years and said I, you know, and it just wasn't right, the person didn't treat me right, and I'm sitting here like this. I'm literally sitting here like this, y'all. Let me get on camera real quick. I'm sitting there like this, just See, that's demonic possession. There are some people that will think they're in love with you. No, you're just demonically possessed. Okay, not by me. It for some reason, that's, you know, that's pretty much how it manifested. Okay, and so they're sitting up there thinking that, and you're sitting up there. This is when you know somebody is demonically possessed, when they are a fucking brick wall. That's it. They're a brick wall. That is a demonically possessed person. You cannot get anywhere with a person like that, especially when they're trying to harm you. Stop letting these people harm you that claim they love you and they actually don't. See what I'm saying? So, you know, a person like that, a person that you actually have to banish, a person that doesn't, you know how to just let stuff go, at least for a little while. Like sometimes you just got to let shit go. You don't go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, make stuff worse. It's a lot of people that go too crazy. Okay, I got an ex that would just make stuff worse. Everything. It'd be a simple, petty situation. He would just come in and make it worse. Why are you trying to make it worse? You're making it worse. I would tell him all the time, you're making it worse. You're making it worse. It's a brick wall. All they know is, and I've actually had dudes like this in my life. You've got to banish them. You're sitting here telling them, I'm not interested in you romantically. I don't want you. Okay. You're telling this person that, and they won't receive it. Nah, you know you want me. Huh? You know you want this. What? Bye. And they just, you know, just blinded. People like that are blind. They can't see nothing. That's actually senility. Somebody keep telling you over and over again, I'm not interested in you. Quit contacting me. What the hell are you doing? And you're sitting up there. This person is just like, no, you don't. Yes, you do. You do want me. I know you do. I believe it. How can you believe something when there's no proof or action? None of the actions have proven that it's the truth, but there are people out there like that. And I think it's a damn shame. I met one of them like that. Dude been stalking me for about 2 or 3 years. I done told the dude I'm not interested in him romantically, and he feels the need to continue to attack me. He done did the same thing a lot of men do. They team up with some friend of yours or your ex-boyfriend. And you know what? People like that will get karma. They get it all the time. They just don't tell you. They just don't tell you what the fuck they going through. What they really, really going through. Because they lie. I mean, you see people, people come on here, and I ain't never said I was rich. And then people want to shame me about money. Well, I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to, get life together, and then people, talking crazy to you. And it's just like, look, this is a waste of energy. First of all, if you got somebody talking that bullshit, talking about, well, you ain't got a nickel to a dollar to your name today, so that means you ain't gonna never have nothing. I would never be around somebody like this. Is somebody that's mentally retarded. I promise you, people like that, there's something wrong with them. They can't see past an hour. Or they can't see past sex. There's a lot of people that have a lot of messed up things about themselves. And you have to banish them people. You have to banish people like that. People that ain't doing you no good. People that talk about you. People that make you look bad. It's not cute. Like a lot of people, oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Look, he telling everybody not to date me. He trying to isolate me. I think that's cute. That's not cute. That's gonna hurt you socially as well as financially. I'm not there and just let that shit go down. And the banishings do work. They always try to act like spiritual work don't work, but they always coming to us to for spell work. I love it when, especially men, you know, especially anybody that's, I ain't worrying about no spell work or nothing like that, but they go to people, they know that the shit exists, you know, and love is not domination. I'm sorry. There's no way that even if, look, I'm into BDSM. Okay. I'm also into traditional relationships. So even if I wasn't into BDSM, I would still be into men that take charge, not necessarily taking charge over me, but taking charge for me, because that's what I'm going to do for him. See what I'm saying? But see, a lot of these men, they cannot handle that kind of power. They will take it too damn far. Okay. They will. That's why you can't always be docile. You can't be weak for these men. I check the shit out of them. And you can be a lady about it too, ladies. You do not have to yell and scream and hoop and holler. If somebody is bringing that out of you, obviously, clearly, they're not the person for you. If you've got to yell and scream and hoop and holler and shit, obviously, that's not for you. Obviously, that's something, that's a mistake. You're wasting your time. And then you fuck around for about 10 years and then you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that I wasted all those years of my life. I know somebody right now bragging about to, and this person is just wasting their life, just wasting it. You know, you can't lie to me. You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to Jamila. You cannot lie to me. That's the one thing. I'm a human lie detector. I know when a person is lying. I know when a person is putting on. Half of these dudes out here, oh, I got millions of dollars, I'm rich. They ain't got nothing. They don't have anything. People that do stuff like that, they don't have nothing. They think that they're just going to speak something into existence, and that's why they lie about it. Well, it's kind of like spell work. You know, when we're doing our candles and stuff, and when we're doing our spell work, yes, you are speaking something into existence. You to actually lie at the same time, like nobody asked you how much money you have. Nobody gives a shit, to be honest. If asked, I think you should, you know. But I mean, nobody even cares. Nobody's thinking about, nobody cares. Like, you don't have to front for people and say, oh, I make six figures a year, baby. And you don't have to lie. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you have to be careful with that. So that lying will never make that shit come into fruition. If you running around here trying to act like you boss and you a boss and you got all this and you got all that and you living under somebody else's bad fortune or either just whatever, somebody else's blessing, you know what I'm saying? So you can't do it. The lying is not good. Even little white lies is hurting people. Y'all don't understand what's going on. If you not fully transparent, most people, about 99% of the people, the bullshit don't work no more. I'm just telling you. A lot of people are very intelligent. They're very smart. They know exactly what you're up to. You know, there's no, I mean, honestly, you know, really the one thing that I want to tell you is that some of these men need to just walk up and just be completely honest about what their intentions are. Yeah, I'm planning on doing this, this, and this to you. Because people already know it. That's why people are rejecting people. That's why people are breaking up left and right. It's time to let it go when that person upsets you, when that person purposely tries to fuck with your self-esteem. As a high priestess or a witch, you can't have somebody making you not believe in self. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And we know with a partner, a sexual partner or lover that doesn't believe in us, sorry, we're just, like, for me, that's just me. Maybe I can't speak for everybody else. Maybe other people like that kind of negative energy. It's not that you're, you know, it's not that you're doing anything special. You're just negative. I don't deal with negative energy. I think negative energy has harmed a lot of people. I actually did some readings. I could see clearly that a lot of you are going to be negatively affected by what you're doing right now during the full moon while you're under demonic influence. And a lot of you will say, well, I didn't know. You'll go to God and say, I didn't know. Yes, you did know. You had been taught that lesson over and over again. Everything. Think of the full moon as like a bag. And when you come from the moon is waxing. It's waxing, right? And everything that you do, every action, every decision, every piece of energy that you come across goes into that bag. Okay? And it does tend to manifest through the full moon. So as the moon is waning, those energies are becoming less and less, and you want to intentionally work with those moon energies to banish somebody. Now, this is what I want to tell you. Stop trying to use witchcraft to control where people live. If you can't control somebody, just let it go. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just letting you know I have lived and survived through 3 spiritual wars. I think more than that, because I blocked out a lot of my childhood. So I came into this world already beating the fucking beast, banging on the beast when I came into this world, because they didn't want me to be born. Why didn't they want me to be born? They didn't want me to be born because they knew that I would be a fucking force to be reckoned with all day, every day. So when you think about that, when you think about your power and your strength when you came into this world, okay, you got to consider where you're at, who you are. Who are you? Why are you going through this? It ain't because of your haters. A lot of people just like, yes, some haters. And I get so sick of people being simple-minded. That's being simple-minded. A lot of people, haters are my motivators. And you know what? Haters, actually, I will tell you this. They do provide you motivation. However, there's some energy, you don't want it around you. You don't want it around you at all. The same, for example, I've noticed what's been hurting a lot of people in their relationships is the friends, their associates. Once I've met my husband, my friends are gone anyway. They're banished anyway. They should be off somewhere living their life, not worrying about mine. This is what makes you a grown, responsible person. Okay? When you get about 30, 34, you should not be concerned so much about trying to compete for love, trying to do all this stuff. You should be settled. If you're not settled by that age, then you should be getting yourself ready to be settled down. Also, it's very irresponsible. A lot of people, you know why a lot of single women, a lot of single mothers are being judged? It's unfair, isn't it? Has nothing to do. Every single mother is not abusive. It's just people with their, no, let me tell you something. Single mothers are being attacked because a lot of them for years and years, and I hate to tell you this, you thought that it was the right thing for you to just sit around and be single. It wasn't. It wasn't, you know? And it's not to say, oh, well, somebody should have came in, somebody, but you know what? Your children get affected by that because they're the ones that have to go without. So I'm speaking from personal experience. Get you a good husband, especially if you got kids. The only person, the people that shouldn't be caring about a husband are usually the people without kids. And you can tell that they don't care about a husband because they're usually not marriage material anyway. A woman with children should absolutely be looking for a husband that is responsible. And I don't care if your mama was hysterical. See, a lot of the mamas, these grandmothers, these so-called fucking matriarchs, you know, they sitting up there, they concerned, they so out of their mind, bad shit crazy, that everything is molestation, everything is pedophilia. Oh, I can't be with this person because they're gonna pedophile my kids or something. And if you notice, that person has always attracted people like that. It's like, what do you want? You want this in your life? Is that because why do you keep And people like that will create shit like that and circumstances like that in your life. And then everybody's a pedophile, everybody's killing each other. No, there are plenty of fish in that goddamn sea out there. And you shouldn't settle either. Don't settle. Man, you settle on a bad relationship, man, it ruin your whole damn, especially when you know it's really like, oh, this is pretty fucked up. It's a pretty fucked up relationship. And you be knowing your shit fucked up. And you stick around because you feel like, well, I'm going to stay with this person just until somebody else come along. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. Okay? So there are circumstances where you guys as men are being possessed and stuff. If your man is constantly under some kind of damn demonic possession, he's accepting it. Just and you can either deal with it or not. You don't have to deal with it. See what I'm saying? So I am going to go, guys. If you are needing any cleansings, banishings, or readings, you can contact me. I'm being serious about this because I'm going through it right now. I'm going to survive whether I don't give a damn if I got to go out and crawl on my goddamn hands and knees and be bloody. I don't care if I got to sit here and scratch my whole damn body up. I'm going to fucking make it. And ain't nobody going to tell me that I can't make it because that's all they doing. Constantly telling you what you can't have, what you don't have. You have got to fucking stand up to that shit. That's all it is to it. And you know what? Everybody doesn't need that kind of motivation when they out there making money. Honey, trust me, I'm very money motivated. I am very money and people motivated. So I don't need no extra oomph or no negative reinforcement to make me do shit. I got this. I got me. So I will come back to you guys and talk to you guys about mastering your own destiny and stop letting people control you. Stop it. Stop letting people control you. That's a lot of y'all think you not under no kind of control. You're under control. The Magician and the Moon card came up way too many times. A lot of people under demonic possession right now. A lot of people are under demonic influence because it's June. We're midway through the year. So, you know, this was a super Cancer moon. I don't give a damn what nobody say. This is my birth month. Super moon. Lot of stuff came out. A lot of stuff came out. And you're supposed to see, that's the natural process. There's a lot of people that can't handle this thing that we call life. And you have to either educate them on how to handle it, let that person grow up, do some spiritual growing, or banish the situation because that person is going to affect you. You should never, ever have anybody anywhere close to you that has something negative to say about what you do for a living. Okay? Nobody should ever even think to have the right to speak to what you do for a living either. See, that's abuse, especially with women. It's a classic abuse tactic. Oh, you ain't no damn, you don't know shit. You're just a whore. They all say that. What are you going to do? Let it affect you? You can't let that shit affect you. And there's a lot of aggressive tactics. Now, I will tell you guys right now, if you're feeling a little bit of funny off energy, it is because you are my follower and I am currently under psychic attack. It was so hilarious when I threw the cards. I asked myself, I said, but why? I said, well, why are they doing that? Yeah, it's currently a demonic psychic attack is what it is. You're welcome, Champagne. Have I done a reading for you yet? So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go, guys. Have a happy Saturday. Today's Saturday, right? Have a happy Saturday, guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay, namaste.